programming is sponsored by Bloomer's Home and Garden Center. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of this station, its management, or Beasley Media Group.
Welcome to Bloomers in the Garden. I'm Len Schroeder.
And I'm Julio Zamora.
And called the Bloomers in the Garden hotline and is having a hard time getting grass seed to grow in a unique spot. We'll fill you in our first segment.
Pat texted us on the hotline for a neighbor who's having problems with an aging lilac. We'll tell you all about it in our second segment.
Jimmy D. from North Arlington. Right. North Arlington is next to Clifton, where I am from. Called the Bloomers in the Garden hotline and has been getting coffee grinds by the bucketful. Jimmy asked about its use in his garden. You'll hear all about it in our third segment.
Bruce called the hotline and is having garden problems with his peppers and cucumbers. We'll dig into the problem in our fourth segment.
Finally, in our What's Bugging You segment, spot and lanternfly are starting to enter their adult stage. We're getting them in larger numbers than ever before. We'll explain what you can do to control them now before they lay eggs. We'll talk about it in our final segment.
So stay tuned and we'll be back in the garden right after these messages. Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Fertilome's Triple Action contains 70% neem oil and 0.25% pyrethrins as a concentrate and ready to spray. It is an insecticide, fungicide, and miticide labeled to use on vegetables, fruits, nuts, herbs, spices, and ornamentals. This organic OMRI-listed product controls a wide variety of insect pests and diseases, including aphids, scale, spider mites, whiteflies, rust, leaf spot, and powdery mildew. This insecticide is an all-in-one bottle that will cure just about any problem you may run into throughout the year. Fertilome's Triple Action has been helping gardeners across the country for years. Best to apply in late evening and early morning hours. Mix 1 ounce, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons in a gallon of water. The best part is Triple Action may be used up to the day of harvest. So the next time you are visiting your favorite garden center, ask for Fertilome's Triple Action and expect to have the best-looking plants in the neighborhood.
Church's Garden Center and Farms, Seashore Road, Cape May, New Jersey. Collegeville, Do It Best. Ridge Pike, Collegeville, Pennsylvania. County Line Nursery, Harleysville Pike, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB, and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden. Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Hey, Ann called the Bloomers in the Garden hotline and has been struggling to get grass to grow where she had a tree taken down. Here, listen to her call.
My problem is trying to grow grass in a very sunny area that had a tree on it for many years. My name is Ann, and I'm in northern New Jersey. Thank you.
Julio.
Wow.
Yeah, so many years, so it must have been a big tree.
Big tree, yeah, it sounds like a big one.
Okay, so Ann, if you hear the questions, did you try to get a hold of Ann yet?
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't get her.
Couldn't get her? All right. So, Ann, here's, I hope you're listening, did you have that stump ground where you end up with like a bunch of sawdust, and did you take that sawdust out and replace it with some decent soil?
Yeah.
Got to get grass seed in contact with soil, not like trying to grow it on top of mulch. Yeah. It dries out. It doesn't do well. There's no nutrient value.
There's nothing in there.
No, nothing. So if you haven't done that, that's the first thing I would try, right?
Yeah, I would clean all that up.
Yeah.
All those wood chips or whatever's in there.
Yeah, gotta get it out. I mean, it's nice because you don't have to deal with that big solid, stump, but again, it's not going to decay like you would think that it's compost. Yeah. It's just not going to do that.
It's not going to do it.
Yeah. So again, there's no nutrient value in that. You've got to really try to remove it at least 6 inches.
Yeah, at least.
So 6 inches of soil or more, as much as you're willing to.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
The other thing is, what if it's a black walnut? Oof. Black walnut does not like things growing in and around it. That if it used to be a black walnut, that can cause havoc where it might still be, causing problems there. So if you know what kind of tree it is, that would help us out to make a determination.
Yeah.
Either way, you have to get good soil seed contact because the way that it breaks down, like you have a seed coat, right, Old?
Oh, yeah.
So the seed coat is the thing that's why seed can be dry. Where inside, once it breaks down, you get it wet and it breaks down and that root hair germinates first into the soil and then it sends up the grass blade. So you have to make sure that the seed soil cover is there. So you have to make sure that you're getting it covered and you're keeping it moist.
Yeah, a lot of people just throw it on top of the soil.
Yeah, their germination is pretty poor.
It is.
So, again, because she's having problems, and if she left the grindings from the stump grinder, it's just drying out.
Drying out quickly, yeah.
So what happens is you may get the seed to germinate, and you may get that little root hair to grow, and it may start to grow up top, but then you get some hot weather, certainly like we've been having, even if it's been there, even if it stays for a month, it may not be able to handle 100 degrees or 90 degrees and where it dries out and it just dies.
Yeah, quickly too.
Yep. You got to keep it moist, not wet. And again, some seed like bluegrass take 30 days to germinate. Rye will germinate quickly within a week. Fescue takes about 2 weeks. So if you have a blend of seed, that's how it's going to work. Your rye will start to grow, and that's like Bloomer's blend that we have.
That's right.
Rye will germinate real quick, so you take care of the rye, and then the fescue will germinate, and you take care of that. And then about 3 weeks after the fescue has germinated, the bluegrass germinates.
Oh, yeah.
But you've got to keep it moist all through that time and all through the summer, to be honest with you, because it's always in jeopardy of drying out.
Yeah. Always, yeah.
And that's why, again, you cover it with soil. Don't just put it down and throw it around like Julio was saying before. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
Just can't do it. And if that was a black walnut, give us a call. We'd like to know because that's going to be a problem with trying to grow under it because it's almost like a poison tree. It has issues. So just want to let you know.
That's right.
Anything to add, Julio?
Yeah, one thing, Len.
Yep.
Don't cheap out on I'm getting into the box store type of seed.
Get something good.
Yeah, like Jonathan Green, we carry that. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a great brand to have.
Yep. And that's a good point because there's weed seed, and the cheaper the seed, the more likelihood there's weed seed, and that the germination rate is down. You want to see where on the back of the bag or box it's going to say germination rate 90%. Anything 90% is great, that or higher. But you'll also find the cheaper the seed, it's like where they get to almost the sweepings, where it's there's some pebbles in there, there's some other stuff where you're not actually getting seed. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But
go to your local garden center; they have the quality.
That's right.
Seeds.
That's right. And you're in North Jersey.
Yeah.
Richfield Farms,
there you go.
Clifton, New Jersey. Yeah. That's Jimmy D. That's where he should be shopping.
That's right. Jimmy D's got
Jimmy D. Yeah. That's where I got my start.
That's right. Hey, we give the best service too. We have not only knowledge but service. Those two together. Oh my goodness.
Right. Independent garden centers are the place to go.
Right. We take care of you.
We had a friend of ours from the radio say, "Oh, well, I'm going to look for it at Home Depot." It's like, well, you can keep looking, but you're not going to get any help.
No, you're not.
That was John, right?
Yeah.
John, you need to control your spotted lanternfly with an insect control.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will. So, all right, we've got to take a break. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Your next houseplant is waiting for you in Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse. Bloomers recognizes that houseplant choices are as important to your interior decorating as the fabric on your couch. The right plant, paired with the perfect container, can bring a dynamic change to your home. A houseplant brings life to your world and connects your home's interior to the greater outdoors. Even a small succulent placed on your coffee table has a way of connecting your living room to the Amazon rainforest. How about an air plant in your kitchen? Looking for an indoor flowering plant to add color to your plant palette? Bloomers has a large revolving assortment of flowering beauties. From aglaonemas to ZZ plants, Bloomers Greenhouse is stocked with your next favorite indoor plant. Bloomers carries a large selection of pottery and containers to match your home's decor and make any of your plants more beautiful. Bloomers experts can help you care for your plants and have the fertilizer, insecticides, leaf shine, and specialty soils you need to grow healthy and happy indoor plants. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse and make every room in your home a living room. Visit bloomers.com for more information. That's bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Coast of Maine's Organic Castine Blend Organic Raised Bed Mix is the best soil for raised bed gardens, planter boxes, and container gardens. It grows amazing vegetables. It is made with a mixture of manure compost, worm castings, lobster and kelp meal, mycorrhiza, green sand, and biochar. It's ready to use straight out of the bag with no need for additional components or tilling. If you love growing fresh and hearty vegetables, herbs, and flowers, Coast of Maine's Castine Blend Organic Raised Bed Mix is the perfect choice for you. At Coast of Maine, we believe in growing organically and buying locally. Castine Organic Raised Bed Mix can be found at these fine stores.
Forcelati Brothers, Rivervale, New Jersey. Calgo Gardens, Freehold, New Jersey. Tony's Farm and Garden, Windsor, New Jersey.
You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Well, Pat texted us pictures of an old lilac that is struggling. Listen to what she had to say.
Hi, this is Pat. My voice is a little deeper. From Lyndon, you recently helped with a creeping Charlie problem. Now I have another concern. My neighbor's white lilac tree is not doing well. It bloomed beautifully in the spring, but now looks very unhealthy. I used Happy Frog fertilizer a couple of times, but it hasn't improved. Also, spraying the bark of the tree with a solution of water and dish detergent and baking soda. Could you please give me some ideas on how to treat this problem? Thanks. Julio, not another dish detergent fix.
Is it Dawn?
It evidently didn't help.
No, it didn't.
Leave the dish detergent in the kitchen.
Oh, my God.
Okay? Wash your dishes. Do
goodness.
anything you want with your dishes, but keep them off the plants.
That's right. Oh, my goodness.
Well, the good news is that it's big.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
She sent pictures, and we're talking, it's probably at least 8 feet tall, maybe 10.
Probably 10, yeah, I'd say 10.
And for a white lilac, it is starting to get a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
A
little long in the
and that's not a bad thing. It's just, again, a lilac is kind of like a large shrub more than it's a tree. Like you picture trees, you picture like oak trees or, even some like cherry trees.
Something like that.
But where a lilac is a multi-stem shrub that gets to be, up to, like you're saying, 10 to maybe at the most, I don't think I've ever seen one 15 feet.
Oh, that's high, yeah.
And there are two types of lilacs. Where one, there's a Korean lilac, which your neighbor does not have. Yeah. And that's, it's more dwarf, more like a shrub.
Like Miss Kim?
Yeah, Miss Kim. And there's a new one too. That's out there. Well, there's always a new one.
Yeah,
Proven winners. Yeah, look at that white pot. But again, Miss Kim still outshines them all.
Oh yeah, she does.
But the issue is that it's just getting older.
Yeah.
And that it wants to basically cut out. You need to get. You don't fear the
shears.
Right. But this time you're going to have to use like a folding pruning saw.
Oh, yeah.
I know Julio has one.
Oh, I have one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy. And what you're going to have to do is any of those, like some of the pictures had no foliage on the branch at all.
At all, yeah, empty.
Take it right down to the ground. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're that is dead. It's not going to be coming back. But any of the other branches that have foliage on it, you ready? You're going to cut it hard. You're going to think you're doing the wrong thing. Cut it in half.
There you go.
You're going to cut it. So if the tree is 10 foot, you're going to cut it to 5 foot. If it's 8 foot, you're going to cut it to 4 foot. I wouldn't be afraid of going even farther because you're starting kind of over and that where it's going to, and I didn't see any disease on that. There's no, like a lot of times that lilacs will get powdery mildew and they'll get some other diseases, but there is nothing on it, especially with it being a white, which is nice. So you're going to cut it halfway down to the ground, and that's any branches that have foliage on it. And you're going to trim out and basically pull out and get good air circulation back to that plant. And what's going to happen is that you are going to get new growth, hopefully by the end of the summer. But more than likely, it's going to be mostly next spring. All of a sudden, you're going to say, wow, I thought I killed it. But you're not.
No.
You're not. And that it will put out foliage. It may not put out the flower production that you're hoping for, but it will the following year. Following year, it'll be gangbusters like you've never seen it before. And that, again, you're not going to do this all the time, but just in a situation like this, it's time to do it. The plant's just getting old, and it's surpassing its ability to keep foliage enough on the plant to produce enough food to support its growth. Did that make any sense at all?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Could you explain it to me then? What I just said.
Well, you're pretty much rejuvenating, like you're saying. It sounds like it's drastic, but it's not. The way it's so tall, and all the flowers are on the top, you can't see them.
Right. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. But you're giving it a new life and a second shot. And it's regenerating the plant. And that's what pruning is. That's why we always say don't fear the shears. It's important to do that with a number of shrubs.
You can't let it go too long.
No, because what happens? It just
old growth and basically they come twigs or stems from the bottom where there's no foliage growth, there's nothing happening, that reduces air circulation. Then diseases come in. Then with the plant that is like it's feeling sickly from disease issues, that insects come in and say, look, free lunch. And then you have all kinds of other problems. So you need to rejuvenate it and cut it back, cut it in half. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be.
Don't fear the pruning saw.
Yeah, that's right.
So it doesn't rhyme the same.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So again, tell your neighbor and she'll probably say, oh no. And then get a hold of the podcast and say, look, these guys said it.
That's right.
And they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it'll be beautiful. But don't expect it to be like a miracle that you'll have flowers next year in abundance, because it usually takes a year to process, where the new growth that comes out next year might be just foliage growth. Right. And then it will go through a cycle and go through the season, and then it will set its buds, honestly, about this time next year, during the summertime. So just do it.
Yeah, if she's going to trim, she's going to do it after flowers.
Yeah. And you know what I was happy to hear?
What's
she
that?
uses Happy Frog.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
We like that.
That product has been around for a while, and Happy Frog is also a potting soil that we have absolutely carried in the past, and we carry several of those products. Yeah. But again, it's a good choice because it likes it a little more alkaline. I don't know if I would be putting Hollytone on it, but I would put Plant Tone for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Plant Tone for sure. So it's equivalent.
Espoma.
Probably Happy Frog's a little more expensive.
Yep.
But
Espoma has
Espoma Plant Tone would be ideal.
Great, yeah.
So again, cut it back, feed it,
yeah,
and I don't know when you put the Happy Frog down, but you're looking probably 6 to 8 weeks apart. Yeah. And then you're good.
Yeah.
So
she's got to be patient for the flowers.
Yeah. And did you notice in the pictures there is new growth forming at the bottom?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. And that's the next crop of stems. That's the next basically group of stems that are going to make it look like a tree.
That's right. It's going to look great. And make it like a vase too. I noticed 2 stems are like way out.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
get rid of those.
Improve the shape.
Yeah.
Improve the shape, and that it's going to be good. I actually, where my son is moving into, has a lilac, and we actually just talked about the same situation. It's big, and he's just going to hack it down. I was like,
that's right.
Nope, that's the right thing to do.
That's right. Get all those dead limbs off of there, and
it'll
look good.
Yep, he's ripping out a bunch of trees, but he's leaving that one.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
nice. But her neighbor's is white.
Yeah,
white lilacs. I mean, everybody hears about pink and purple.
Lavender.
Yeah, where the white is not as often.
No, you don't see that too much.
But again, all right.
All righty.
If you've got any questions, call the hotline at 609-685-1880. And that's also, you're in Linden, another Richfield Farms customer. Linden is right near Clifton. So if you want to go over there, you can ask Mary and let them know that you heard it on Bloomers in the Garden.
There you go.
All right, got a break. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Fertilome's broad-spectrum insecticide contains bifithrin, which is a highly recommended product to control the spotted lanternfly. Available as both a ready-to-use and a concentrate, they are a water-based, low-odor, non-staining insecticide formulation. Fertilome's broad-spectrum insecticide may be used indoors or outdoors. It provides up to 4 months residual control indoors and up to 6 weeks residual control outdoors. Fertilome's broad-spectrum insecticide kills a wide variety of insects, including fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, roaches, ants, spiders, earwigs, crickets, and grasshoppers. Fertilome's broad-spectrum insecticide may be used around the perimeter of the home, on lawns, trees, shrubs, flowers, and even vegetables. So, the next time you visit your favorite garden center, ask for Fertilome's broad-spectrum insecticide and expect to have the best-looking plants and landscape in the neighborhood.
Green Acres Nursery and Garden Center, West County Line Road, Colmar, Pennsylvania. Herbin's Garden Center, Chestnut Street, Emmis, Pennsylvania. Laurel Oak Garden Center, Thompson Mill Road, Marlton, New Jersey. You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB, and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden. Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. I'm Len. He's Julio. We've got Jimmy D coming up.
Jimmy D.
He called the hotline, and, he's from North Arlington.
Oh, yeah?
Also right next to Clifton.
Right.
I'm getting a little sentimental.
It
was my old stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yep.
Look at that.
Allwood Diner.
Oh, yeah?
Get a mixed grill.
Ooh.
Mixed grill is a hamburger.
Right.
With Taylor ham.
Oh.
Not pork roll.
Not pork roll.
And some cheese.
Oh
my gosh. You're in heaven.
I am already.
Frills, place where I used to.
Oh,
yeah. I'm a big guy. I got
Oh, yeah, you are big.
big shoulders.
Big shoulder, yeah, he's a heavy.
Frills sub sandwiches, not hoagies.
Not hoagies.
And they're sprinkles, not Jimmy's. Send your hate mail to Julio Zamora, care of Bloomers in the Garden.
Oh, boy, that
Now,
sounded great.
I mean, that's my North Jersey roots, but I've been down here a whole lot longer.
I know you have.
But
You forgot those days already?
well, I mean, there's things you miss. It's like home. It's like when people want to go for a cheesesteak and they want a real cheesesteak.
Right.
I saw as we traveled up to Maine.
Yep, you did.
And they had we were in New York State, and they said a New York cheesesteak.
Oh,
I was like,
boy,
what?
No way.
No such thing.
No way.
New York.
No,
New York. Give me a break. Anyway, Jimmy D called the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. He's been getting coffee grounds.
Yeah, he has.
Like by the bucketful.
Bucketful, yeah, from a restaurant.
I know. Here, listen to his call. He's got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
My name is Jimmy D. I'm calling from Mount Arlington, New Jersey. I save 4 5-gallon pails of coffee grinds for my garden. I'm planning to put some into my soil and work it in. Should I apply it in the fall when my garden is finished, or in the spring after the winter is over? And what does it actually do for the garden? Does it matter when you water your garden, meaning morning, noon, or dusk? Is it best to water from the top down or just around the bottom of your plants? Thank you, and I hope to hear from you.
Jimmy D.
Jimmy D, the man.
The accent, I'm right at home.
Yeah.
I am right at home.
Right.
You
have to bring him over here to
to
the show.
Call anytime, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go down memory lane with you.
There you go.
You should be shopping at Richfield Farms. Plox is out of business, but Richfield Farms, they sold out.
That's
Richfield Farms is still there after 100 years.
Unbelievable.
Gosh.
Beautiful.
Tell you.
Beautiful thing.
I know right where that is.
Yeah.
There's Arlington Florist was right near you. We used to
get
get blueberries from them.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway, all right. Let's get to Jimmy's question.
That's
You talked to Jimmy on the phone.
Yes, I did.
Right? And tell me what you guys spoke about. Where's he getting all the coffee grinds
From a restaurant. He has a restaurant that he goes. He's a friend of his.
Right.
That gives it to him.
It's like
it's like unbelievable. Hey, give me your coffee grinds, will you?
Oh my gosh, but he's got like 5-gallon pails.
Pails, yeah, that's outrageous. Now he belongs to a community garden. It's a 10 by 10. He told me.
Okay,
So it's a nice size.
well,
Yeah,
for,
not bad.
for
how many 5-gallon buckets of
they're going to use.
I mean,
I know.
maybe for 2 gallons or so.
right.
But if he shares them,
yeah, he could.
so what did you guys talk about?
No, I said to him, it's coffee grinds is great, for your soil. It's has nutrients in it, so it's available. But
It's
it's
got to break down.
Yeah, it's got to break down. And I saw, I said to him, you had to, put it in your soil, and you have to, put it through there and
Till it.
till it. Yeah,
And even if you just start turning it over.
Turn it over a little bit. Yeah. But you can't use a 5 gallon. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden you're growing in coffee grinds.
I know.
And that the actual, like Julio was saying, the nutrient value is only there once it decomposes and becomes part of the soil.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can grow in coffee grinds.
Right. Right. You can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Now I want coffee. Anyway,
Starbucks.
but no, I don't like Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I'm more Dunkin' than
you
Starbucks,
Dunkin'?
but I'm actually Wawa.
Oh, you Wawa? Yeah, I like
See?
Wawa.
I am from South Jersey.
Yes, he is. He is a
and the
Wawa.
Philadelphia marketplace now, okay? Phillies fan, Eagles fan.
There you go. We love you.
How I left the Giants, I don't know.
I don't know.
But in any case,
All right.
where he also asked about watering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it, and that
Talked
it's
about it already.
water in the morning and water the soil.
Yeah, deep watering. Yep.
Yeah.
And use a soaker hose for a 10 by 10. You can use one.
Yeah. Yeah, but if he's in a community garden, he doesn't want to trip anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
but like you just said, deep watering, more at one time, less often. We've got a call coming up. Bruce, he's got some issues in that, we talked that maybe he's got watering, he's overwatering.
Right. And not he was saying over the top. No, he wanted to do under.
Yeah, it's not like a house plant where you can mist it, like where the water gets on it. A lot of times if you're watering and it's in the heat of the day, you can actually screw up your plants because, we talked a couple weeks ago about how those little droplets of water actually act like a magnifying glass and can damage the foliage. And if the foliage is damaged, it's not producing food from that area. So definitely in the morning, more water at one time, less often. Yeah. You got to pretend it's a farm. Like, there's not farmers that are going out and watering every day, so just keep that in mind. Hopefully we get some decent rain. We have not gotten decent rain.
None at all.
We need to get back into a better pattern. As we get closer to the fall, we certainly will. We certainly will.
Oh, yeah, we will. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. You guys talk about anything else?
No, I don't think. I think we hit everything, then. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a raised bed, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say how tall?
No, he didn't.
Because I'm wondering what soil is it? Because if he has a soilless mix, right, that he's putting in like bags of soilless mix, and there's no topsoil in there, mycorrhiza issues, and that the soil itself will help. You don't need it all soil, and that's probably worse. But adding some real, true garden soil, I'd almost prefer you get it from your backyard than buy it in a bag because all that bag stuff now is just decomposed, rotted wood. So it's recycled material, and it sounds nice, but there's really no soil in it.
Yeah, he has a lot of tomato plants. He has like 8 of them.
Yeah.
And he already told me he had 70 tomatoes he already harvested.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
And he's looking for more. So, and he's a gardener. I mean, he loves to garden. I mean, he spends his time out there.
Yeah, he told you a joke. Do you remember the joke? No?
Oh.
Come on.
He says 2 years of happy marriage. And after that that'll be it.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Then he said 15 years of happily being with your dog.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And then the rest of your life, happily gardening.
That's right. That's right. So you want to be happy.
That's right. He's a happy man right now.
Right? We talked about the mental health benefits of gardening last week.
Yeah.
So go back to the podcast, and I guess it was either last week or the week before. Week before.
Yeah.
So it was two weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So listen to that. Listen to our podcasts. They're available on any of your
sir.
podcast providers. Just
Jimmy D, the man.
Yep, Jimmy D.
With his coffee grinds.
I tell you what, Jimmy D.
Yeah.
TikTok Diner. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
He knows.
He knows that.
Anyway, all right. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Your next houseplant is waiting for you in Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse. Bloomers recognizes that houseplant choices are as important to your interior decorating as the fabric on your couch. The right plant, paired with the perfect container, can bring a dynamic change to your home. A houseplant brings life to your world and connects your home's interior to the greater outdoors. Even a small succulent placed on your coffee table has a way of connecting your living room to the Amazon rainforest. How about an air plant in your kitchen? Looking for an indoor flowering plant to add color to your plant palette? Bloomers has a large revolving assortment of flowering beauties. From aglaonemas to ZZ plants, Bloomers Greenhouse is stocked with your next favorite indoor plant. Bloomers carries a large selection of pottery and containers to match your home's decor and make any of your plants more beautiful. Bloomers experts can help you care for your plants and have the fertilizer, insecticides, leaf shine, and specialty soils you need to grow healthy and happy indoor plants. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse and make every room in your home a living room. Visit bloomers.com for more information. That's bloomers.com. And we'll see you in the garden.
Wanting to up your game in the vegetable garden? With 90 years of organic gardening experience, the Espoma Company has you covered. Espoma Organic Garden Tone is not your average garden variety fertilizer. Garden Tone is especially blended for organic vegetable gardens. Its all-natural formula contains Biotone, a blend of organic ingredients that supplies essential nutrients for strong, healthy plants and mouth-watering vegetables. Its slow-release formula provides continuous feeding. The Biotone contained in Garden Tone is a combination of organic ingredients and beneficial microbes to help roots grow deeper and faster for bigger, more bountiful harvests. Garden Tone is simple to use and safe for people, pets, and the planet. No harmful chemicals or synthetic fertilizers are ever added. You can find Garden Tone at fine garden centers. Visit espoma.com to find a retailer near you. Garden Tone from Espoma. A natural in the garden since 1929. You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Well, Bruce from Rahway, New Jersey, listens to Bloomers in the Garden Sundays on Classic Oldies, 1250 WMTR. He called the hotline, and although he has tomatoes 10 feet tall, he is having issues with peppers and cucumbers. Listen to his call.
Len, this is Bruce again from Rahway, and I'm calling you. I've got a problem with my cucumbers and my peppers. The peppers keep going bad where they get a white substance on them, and they're not good, and I just throw them back in the garden. But I also have a problem with my cucumbers. My cucumbers and that, I'm in dead sun all day long in that with everything with my garden. My tomatoes are almost 10 feet tall. But my cucumbers keep dying for some reason. I've got one plant left producing products for me. But I want to know why the plants keep dying.
Wow. How about that?
Oh, I don't know, Julio.
Man.
Well, let's start with the peppers.
Yeah.
First of all, he's got a mold, like it's a mold that's growing on his peppers. And that, we'll jump right into the bad news.
Yeah.
How often are you watering?
Yeah.
If you've got 10-foot tall tomatoes, you're watering a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, I certainly hope you have them staked, that they're not growing along the ground and are mounding 10 foot.
Yeah, that's right.
But my guess is that you've got quite a bit of water that you've got to throw to keep those tomatoes hydrated.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think? Cool.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now, if you are watering that much and you're watering your cucumbers, which are probably on the ground, maybe they're staked, or your peppers, you're watering too much. And that those same symptoms can be caused from overwatering. Now, that's the easy solution. Cut back on your water. Water less often, more at one time. Think, God knew what he was doing when he invented rain,
Right.
So just try to imitate that as best you can. But when it comes,
finger probe too.
yeah, what's a finger probe?
You use your index finger, you put your finger into the soil, and if it's moist, you don't have to water.
Right. And when it dries out, you want the first couple inches of soil to be dried out. Even if they wilted a little bit and then you watered, that'd be all right.
All right, yeah.
That'd be all right. Don't be so anxious to water. But that's the good
That's
news.
easy, yeah.
That's good news.
The bad news.
Bad news.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to butcher this word.
Want me to say it for you?
Yeah, go ahead, Julio. Is
Okay,
it Spanish?
No. Probably Latin.
It probably is.
Yeah, it probably is. It's called scleroto. Ooh, I can't
Yeah,
say
you're
it.
doing a great job.
Sclerotenia.
Scarless.
Sclerotinia.
And I'll spell it.
Yeah.
SCLEROTINIA. It is a disease that is in the soil that does not go away. Farmers that deal with this, and again, it's that same symptom where the peppers themselves or even the stems attacks lettuce, attacks peppers, attacks. It does attack tomatoes too. So just be warned. I mean, the lettuce is really because it's close to the ground. There's no air circulation, but
That's a bad one.
but it's a bad one. But it absolutely attacks the peppers, and you're throwing your peppers back into the garden.
Oh, no.
So what you're doing is you're taking that disease and just putting it back into the garden.
Yeah.
Now, it is near impossible to control. You have to move your crops around, and that again, where farmers, when they have a field and that it gets this disease, they have to bring in like a grass crop or something that isn't affected by it, and that it's up to 10 years.
Wow.
That they have to wait for it to move through the soil and dissipate.
Unbelievable.
It is not a good thing.
No. So you're saying rotating his crops would
Rotating his crop would be a
would
good
help.
thing, but he's got to use. I would leave it just fallow. I would not put anything there. I wouldn't put any vegetables or anything. And I know Rahway again back home.
Back home, yeah.
My aunts and cousins lived in Woodbridge,
Right.
which it's close. There is commercial products available for the disease control, but I don't believe there is an actual disease control that's available for the homeowner. Some of the things that the problem is that where you get, say you get your hands on this commercial, and it's not necessarily a deadly chemical, but it's, you have to buy a gallon. A gallon will do like 15 acres, and so you've got to figure out, I need one drop per gallon of water, and that it's best not to mess with it. It's called Contains. That's CONTANS. And a similar product, which is available to the homeowner market, is called Serenade.
It's a good one.
Now, one thing to think about, when you pull out, like we talked about, throwing the peppers back into the garden is a no-no. Anytime you have any type of disease, whether it's from roses, tomatoes, or vegetables, whatever.
Clean it out.
Clean it out. You don't put them back in the garden. you want to rake them up, clean them up, and get them out of there because the spores are just going to stay there in the soil and can perpetuate itself in the soil or on the plant itself. They just reinfect, and it reinfects the roots. Mm-hmm. Now, it was from the I think it was for Cornell that I was reading, and it's going to sound disgusting, but those of you that know will understand. When you pull up a plant and you pull it up and you pull all the roots out, there are nodules, and it looks like soil attached to the root, but it's actually it looks more like rat poop. So it looks like, and that is the soil-borne disease that's connected to the plant and that stays in the soil. So if you're seeing that, that's one sure way to know that you have this disease. Mm-hmm. And yes, it looks like white mold. That's the common name. I mean, white mold is, the common name. And I suggest bringing your peppers to your local county agent. Every place in both New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and almost throughout the country, there is your local county agent, agricultural agent, and they have an office, and usually where the county offices are, and that I would bring that to them, and that knowing where Rahway is, that they don't have a lot of farmers there, so they're going to be heavy with gardeners. So I would bring a sample to them, let them take a look, and that they may even send it off to Rutgers to get a confirmed diagnosis. Because, again, it's such a hard thing to get rid of, and it's drastic where it could be the same thing that's affecting your cucumbers.
Mm-hmm. He could have this every year.
Oh, he does. I guarantee it's every year. Every year. Guarantee it.
Yeah, he's only got one plant left.
Yeah, that's cucumbers.
Yeah, cucumbers.
Yeah, but his peppers are just all rotting.
All rotting, yeah.
Again, we talked about Serenade. Serenade, the only hope is that you begin the spray program before you plant. You can try this. It's not labeled necessarily exactly for this, but what you do, it's a similar active ingredient. You probably have heard of BT. BT, yeah. Where it's a offshoot of that same. And anyway, that's enough. I'm going to just get you confused. Yeah. Serenade is the closest thing that you can get at a homeowner version, and that you need to start spraying before you plant, because this stuff becomes active when the soil temperatures are in the 50s.
Oh, quick.
And that you're going to spray the soil before you plant. And then once you plant, you ready? Every 7 days afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It may suppress it. It may not. But that is the only advice that I can give you. Now, the good news is the Serenade is an organic.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
But again, Bruce, you've been putting those peppers back in the garden, and you're just compounding the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another suggestion is to turn that soil over deep. When you pull out everything from the garden, don't till it back in. Put it in a refuse pile. The same, cities will get leaves, and they'll get the green. They'll have separate days that they'll pick up green trash, and meaning like grass clippings or things like that. Rip out your plants and try to dig out as much of the root system as possible, and then get it to the curb. And then what you're going to do is turn over in the fall. You're going to turn over your soil at least 12 inches or more. Wow. And that may bury that disease that's connecting to the root system. But I don't really have much hope for that. But it would be something that you could do.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, it's a tough
one.
thing.
Yeah,
it's a tough thing because again, that mold and that affects those peppers and again all of those other plants. Once it establishes, you've got to basically get rid of the host plants and either really it should stay fallow. So hopefully you can do that. Your cucumbers, like I said, may be affected by the same disease, that white mold that's close to the ground at the crown of the cucumbers. Could be here squash vine borer. Squash vine borer will affect not only squash and pumpkins and melons, but also certainly cucumbers.
Beetles?
Cucumber beetles.
Yeah.
Now, cucumber beetles, we did a show where we talked about cucumber beetles, and it was a What's Bugging You segment. Cucumber beetles are frustrating because not only do the cucumber beetles themselves eat the plants, but they are filled with disease and that they bring bacterial wilt and mosaic virus.
Yeah, double whammy.
If you see your plants, like where all of a sudden your entire plant wilts, dig it up, take it out of the ground and remove it, because it will spread to your other cucumbers. And this is a possibility of what's been happening where it's going from one plant to another plant where you only have one plant left.
Yeah.
So that bacterial wilt or mosaic virus is brought by the cucumber beetles. The cucumber beetles need to be killed as soon as you see them.
Get rid of it.
And it's not so much that they do much damage themselves, but they carry that disease. So when their mouth parts have that disease in it and they go to feed on your nice, healthy cucumbers, it ends up spreading that disease. And again, that disease is not the white mold. That is the bacterial wilt and cucumber mosaic virus. So you want to take care of them. Other thing is powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is, again, from overwatering generally, but it also will coat the leaves and looks like it's been dusted in a powder.
White powder.
You can spray for that. There's a lot of different disease controls that will control that, but a lot of it is cultural practices where you're just watering probably a little too much. And it affects other plants. I mean, your whole garden. It could wipe out from tomatoes to cucumbers to you name it. It can get it. I hope that helps.
Oh, boy.
But Bruce, I suggest bringing a sample to your local county agricultural agent. You'll be able to find them. Do a search online and it'll pop up, and just look for your county, and they will help. Yeah. All right. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Some of our most frequent questions revolve around organic container gardening for houseplants, annuals, and of course, vegetables. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend organic potting soil is a lightweight soil mixture made with salmon, blueberry, lobster, and other composts, as well as calcium and chitin-rich lobster shells, sphagnum peat, perlite, and kelp meal. It is a great soil. And Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor organic potting soil is rich in organic material, creating lush, disease-resistant plants that require less watering, less feeding. Its rich, dark brown color provides the perfect balance between water retention and drainage needed for healthy plants. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend organic potting soil is available at these local retailers.
Haynes Garden Center, Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Burlington Agway, Burlington, New Jersey. Sickles Market, Little River, New Jersey.
Wanting to up your game in the vegetable garden? With 90 years of organic gardening experience, the Espoma Company has you covered. Espoma Organic Garden Tone is not your average garden variety fertilizer. Garden Tone is especially blended for organic vegetable gardens. Its all-natural formula contains Biotone, a blend of organic ingredients that supplies essential nutrients for strong, healthy plants and mouth-watering vegetables. Its slow-release formula provides continuous feeding. The Biotone contained in Garden Tone is a combination of organic ingredients and beneficial microbes to help roots grow deeper and faster for bigger, more bountiful harvests. Garden Tone is simple to use and safe for people, pets, and the planet. No harmful chemicals or synthetic fertilizers are ever added. You can find Garden Tone at fine garden centers. Visit espoma.com to find a retailer near you. Garden Tone from Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929. You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden. Right. So what's bugging you, Julio?
Oh, I tell you what.
Spotted lanternflies are full grown. They
All
are
over.
adults.
They are big guys.
God,
now.
I hate them.
They're
But,
so
you know,
huge.
they look kind of pretty.
Yeah, they are.
But everyone, get out there and spray them and kill them.
Kill them.
I want that son of dead. I want you to get this where he breathes. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground.
That's it. I want them dead.
That's right.
They are spreading, like North Jersey is experiencing like they've never had before. South Jersey is like inundated. And these things, you'll know them. They're white leopard, like spotted wings. They have a little blotch on the backside of their wings. They are looking to breed, and you want to go and eliminate them now. Look, Byrne listens every week.
That's right.
Yep.
He got it.
W-
He got it right.
Right?
Yeah.
WMTR, he sent us this text. He said, thank you for your tip regarding high-yield bug blaster to eliminate lantern bugs.
There you go.
They are gone.
Yes, look at that.
So look, what you're looking for is high-yield bug blaster. It has
Bifenthrin
bifenthrin
in it.
is the active ingredient. You can use a broad-spectrum insecticide, also active ingredient bifenthrin. There's Natural Guard horticultural oil, but triple action, that's
action's
pyrethrin plus neem oil.
Yep.
Spray them. Spray them.
Get rid of them.
What we're trying to do is eliminate them. They will be a mess because they're not only they feed on you, but they have honeydew, which is a nice way of saying they crap all over your stuff and turn it black. You don't want that. And then the ants eat that, and then you have a whole nother problem.
Yeah, you got wasps coming
You
at
need to get rid of them now. You want them dead. I want them dead.
Yes. Boom, boom, boom.
All right.
Whole
We'll be
family.
right back right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or hear us on the radio each weekend. Every Saturday morning, Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley, first at 8 a.m. on Talk 860 WWDB, and again at 9 a.m. on AM 800 WTMR. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard through the New York tri-state area on Classic Oldies, 1250 a.m. WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden.
See me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Me and Julio.
tell you
Well, lots to learn.
Oh, a lot.
Lots of
going
technical
on.
stuff today, Jul.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
But I want them dead.
Yes, I know.
Spotted lanternfly.
Let's get rid of them.
Well, listen, join us next week the same time right here in the garden. Julio and I'll be back. We'll see you in the garden.
We'll see you in a garden.